Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Halloweenus 2025. I'm wearing my same Halloweenus shirt because I don't have any other shirts to wear on Halloweenus. I might have at one point. No, I don't think so. So it's fitting nonetheless because it's Forget Candy, Give Me Beer, and it does glow in the dark, but I didn't bother getting the black light out. I didn't bother getting the wet ice or the dry ice. Today is sort of a weird day. Last year we had to sort of recover from the year prior. So last year being 2024, 2023 we had, I think, the lowest count ever of 10. And even during Hurricane Sandy, we did better than that. Granted, there wasn't anything else to do, so I kind of get that part, but even so, for some reason, 2023, there was nobody. 2024, we got 26, so we're looking to beat that for this year. But still, I'm like, 26 it's kind of, I should go, should I get it? Shouldn't I get it? I kept tossing it back and forth, and I don't know if you could see that, but the sun is kind of coming in and out. There, just went away. I don't know if you could tell with the way the light is coming in from the window behind. It's cloudy now, but every now and again the sun will peek out and then it'll go away. So today's kind of a yeah, no. You know, it's just been up there, it's back now. You know, so it just keeps coming and going. And I don't have this real sense of what Halloweenus used to be anymore. It used to be fun. It used to be, hey, I'm getting older and now I get to give candy out to the kidnesses. And I'm still going to do that. Obviously, that's kind of what it's all about. And I used to decorate for Halloweenus. I have my pumpkins. We'll probably see those later. But way back in the day, I used to have a string of lights on one of the railings outside that was orange, and the other one that was purple. And I think they were incandescent, and then they burned out, or half the set of one burned out, and I didn't have a Lightkeeper Pro, and I didn't have any replacement bulbs, etc., 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 etc. And then I think I got some LED sets, and even those went out. I used to have some plumpkin lights I used to put over the door. It was a string of like 10 incandescents. And there was nothing wrong with that set, except for the little plumpkins that were like yay big that went over the little lights, the mini lights, faded. Had that set for, I don't know, 12, 15 years at that point. Probably more than that. More than that. And found some LEDs of pumpkins with orange LEDs. And I put those out, and they were great. And then half that set burned out. And then I got a new set, and I put those out one year, and I said, that's it. Done. Not doing this shit anymore. Tired of them breaking, tired of this shit. How long are they up? A month? How bad is the weather that we actually have during that time? They can't even last a month. There's no fucking warranty. There's a warranty, but it's not cost effective, because if it's going to cost you to ship the product back to them and you only paid $8 for it, of course that's different nowadays with tariffs and that. So if it's going to cost you $10 to ship it and you only paid $8 for it, you're still out $2. You can go to the store, buy another one, but then they don't sell that kind anymore. So it's just infuriating. So I said, okay, well, you know what? I don't need this shit in my life. So I don't do that kind anymore. What I do have are the two pumpkins outside that light up, and they take a standard candelabra base bulb. Easily obtainable and replaceable, Even if one day I have to go RED, they will still work. But, like I said, candy is of utmost importance. So for candy last year, I went way overboard for the amount of Wittens that came. So we got less. And I was also appalled at the price of this shit. I was like, 40 bucks. 40 bucks? Really? Yeah, you know what Mr. Shekels does? No candy. Sorry. We got a 165 and a 130. The 165 has him, he's. Oh, wait, that's not politically correct. It days. It's got it days. Cat Kid. Recies. Low-Row. Dilk Muds. W Hoppers. So it got them. And the other one over here got some interesting stuff. Raby Booth. Smash. Futterbinger. And then we have these Kinder chocolates and Kinder Boo N-O's. Boo for, you know, ghosts, Halloweenus, scared stuff. I think those are French or something. And it says, now with Kinder. Now with Kinder what? Kinder people packing the packages? What's Kinder? I'm kind of interested in what this Kinder shit is. You know, especially what Kinder it is. But, the cat kits. Cats are utmost importance. I know the Whiff loves hoppers, W hoppers, so yeah, it's mainly for the cat kits and that. Maybe we'll just put both in there. I don't know. We'll start with one bag. Let's put it in. Got it. There's the bowl of candy. Oh, and by the way, this purple bowl that I've had fucking forever was gotten from a store that a lot of you know by the name of Target, from someone I knew that used to work there. My dear passed away friend Sam gave me this bowl. So it holds a special place now, especially. Yeah. And just imagine, it was just a cheap, you know, $1, $2 item from Target and that, but she gave it to me and now this is it. That's it. It has to be that, period, always and forever. I have my lights ready to go. Resurrected them for the first time since I don't think I used them last year. There's been some controversy about October fails and what constitutes them and what counts in that. And, you know, typically it's got to happen in October for it to happen. The mount is broken. You see it sitting down there. I don't know when it broke. It sucks, but it still works for what I need, and I can glue it, and it'll have to be good enough. Can't count that one. No way. I have no idea when that happened. Could have been a cat jumping on it. Oh shit, it broke. Oh well. Not me. Fuck that. I'm a cat.
What's that? Not me. Fuck that. I'm a cat.
It's windy today. That's another problem we have. These are decorations, and that's it. And yeah, even after, I don't know, what is it, 3 years now? We can just go ahead and kick them on, and there we go. The pumpkins are lit. Everything is good. Everything still works with that same relay that everybody said I couldn't use. It's there, you could turn it off, you could turn it on, and it just works. And yes, even inside, if I'm sitting in the office, I can hear the relay click if I really listen, and it works. But for right now, it's only, what time is it? Not even 1 o'clock, so we could keep it off for now. We'll come back to that later, but that has been pissing me off. So we're going to use the Eve Age little hedge trimmer. China sends these things, and you might say they're useless. No, it's going to be just perfect for what we need. If I can get in the bush. There we go. I'll take it off over here. That wasn't too difficult. And this one too has been bothering me. I see it out the window of the office. That was hard. When I got the big 6 fixed, this vehicle was parked where I needed to park. It's theirs. The guy told me he was very sorry and he only parked there because they were doing work. And if you look behind the vehicle, you can see that the fence has changed. It used to be like a picket fence, and now it's a solid fence. There also is a shed that I don't like, because out of my side office window, I can't see the corner anymore. So there's that. That's nice. It's like when they put a skyscraper up right next door to you, you know? But these people, especially now, because if you look right over here just past the tree, they have a gate there. And they can't see their driveway. They can't see what's going on or anything. In fact, before that vehicle, they had a Toyota Prius. And it was during that time when they were stealing catalytic converters left and right. I'm sure you remember that. So they put up these solar lights. The fence wasn't here or anything like that. And they've fallen into disrepair, because if we go to the other side of the roof, it's just dangling. Of course, now we don't have any wind, so that's helpful, but it's just hanging there just past the basketball hoop. And if you look at the arm, just past that, there's what might have been a solar light or solar or Wi-Fi camera that's pointing straight down. That does nothing, because they pick the garbage up. They leave their can right in the street. Nobody ever comes out, picks it up. You know, it's just there, and it's been dancing all over the street. Cars have to dodge around it. And frankly, I don't care. That's their business. I'm not Italian, so I'm not meddling in their business and calling the police because their garbage can is in the street. But the wind, like I said, is no joke. That's about the 19th time that that garbage can took a walk from there. I clean up my own shit, so I'll put that back. And now back onto the decorations. You saw the pumpkins that I have out on the porch, and we had that whole dissertation before. I've sort of been priced out of the market, if you will, on decorations, because they got witches' hats hanging from the tree. There's orange lights in the tree that are actually on. A pumpkin that looks like it fell over. A spider thing, purple, and there's more orange lights under their bushes there that I don't think you can see. And they got more shit hanging from the tree down there. I don't have any of that. Nope. They even got little skull solar lights, maybe, something. I don't have any of that. I'll let all their shit go bad. They'll play the game too. You hear that car going by? It's a van. And you won't believe this, but their can went into the middle of the street from the wind. And that lady was in in that broken down van, stopped, put her four-way flashers on, and the Italian behind her had the nerve to honk at her as she was opening the driver's door, and she got out, left her broken down van running, and kindly moved the can over to the curb on the strip of grass right there, and then she went on her way. The fucking nerve of people. Now granted, the car behind couldn't see there was a garbage can there, but you got your four-ways on, go around it, okay? Jesus, where do you have to go? There's nothing going on except wind. I thought I might mow again, but that never happened, so I guess the last time I mowed, I'll put a link in the prescription, that was the last time I mowed, and it's not happening from now on out until next year, so it just is. That's all. There was still some gas in the tank, not much. Might put another splash in it just to keep everything lubricated. And that's going to be about it for now. It's 1 o'clock. Nothing's going on for probably 3 more hours is my guess. Candy's ready. I'll put the lights on in the house later that I showed you before, and we'll come back sometime later. Even the lady with the van couldn't save me from this Dick's garbage can. No matter where you put it, it's going to blow around. So now it's stuck against the 3rd installment of the Boring Beige Camry Club. That's great. If the guy is really lucky, that thing will, you know, blow down the street and he'll just lose it and have to buy a new one. Now, it might not ever teach him a lesson. It is time for the annual lighting of the neon sign from Rolling TARDIS for the JK18 channel. Nifty. I love that kind. Nice. Nice. So for dinner tonight, I was going to make a sandwich with some cold cunts that I have in the fridge, except I don't have any. You know, a hole's a hole as long as there's a little heat in there.
Yeah, well, I'm not that big, Billy.
Me, I don't give a fuck. You know, a hole's a hole. As long as there's a little heat in there, I don't give a fuck.
Anyway, we're making wingles. Now, I have sort of upped my game and changed my game on how I make wingles. And I have a different method now, and they come out even more suckier. I should go back to the old way, because they suck. So, first of all, I need my shears, part of my $1,000 knife set. These can cut through a penny. I used to have the pennies there that they did as a demonstration. And anyway, that's that. So here's the wingles. You just buy them at the store kind. And with these shears, I can cut through anything. It doesn't just snip like a piece of paper. Okay, you got to work at it, but we're going to do it. And I like to cut the tips off. Don't worry about that. We don't need that kind. And if you're lucky, you'll get it right in where the bone is. If not, you'll saw through the bone. We got that one. And there you go. So that's done. I like to cut them into the drumettes and the flats, I think they're called. That is the flat and the drumette. We'll show you one more. Like that. And like that. And there you go. And I'm going to cut up the rest of the package. Now, I used to cook the wingles, well, way back in the day, right in the regular oven. That sucks. And then one day I tried it in my glass halogen oven, and they were way better. And that was all fine and good. And then, yeah, I jumped on the bandwagon. I had to get an air fryer. It's a good thing China sent it for free, because otherwise the halogen oven was and still is in every way superior to a air fryer like this. But it depends on what you're cooking. The wings tend to turn out even better in here, and I have it down to an absolute science now. So we gotta pull out the thing, and I want to spray it first because that helps. Or so I tell myself. And to do that, you can use your Pam or your Aldi or Lidl equivalent. What I use is this full thing. It's an oil sprayer that China sent that I reviewed, I don't remember how long ago, but it was a long time. It does exactly the same job, it's just slower. But it's also a hell of a lot cheaper. You pick what kind of oil you want. This is olive oil. You got to turn it on, you got to wait. It's got to pump up for a minute. And now it's spraying a very, very fine mist. So I just spray the ever-loving shit out of this thing. And yeah, it makes a cloud, as you might be seeing. Keep spraying it. Helps it not stick. It works well. Actually, this is one of those, as well as this, one of these China products that I actually use day to day. Yeah, this thing really does work. It comes in handy. The whiff hates it. I just want the Pam. Okay. No, use this thing. It's a hell of a lot cheaper, and it's rechargeable. In fact, I just charged it today. All right, let's cook. Now, as far as you people with your buffalo wings or your hot wings or your wings, okay? If you go to Buffalo Wild Wings or Wingstop or any of the other places that are out there, not only are you overpaying, but you are also buying pigeon meat. The wingles that they have are this big. These, as you see, are much, much bigger. The air fryer purists out there will say, oh, you can't do that. There's more than one layer there. Things aren't going to cook properly. And to that I say, good. I hope one of the undercooked ones are the ones that you get. They will be fine. When they are smothered in sauce and all of that, you won't know. And as far as you people with, oh my God, like I like garlic parm and honey teriyaki, no. Okay, these are buffalo wings. Dispute this if you may. Invented in Buffalo, New York, and this is New York, and too bad. This is what I was first introduced to, and this is the only proper way to make wings, with hot sauce as such. That is it. I'm a purist, and I will have it no other way. Not true, I'll sneak one or two of the others, but I certainly won't order them out, and I ain't going to make them. It's just if somebody has them, oh, I'll trade you one of mine for one of yours. That's kind of how it goes. As far as sauce, of course, you know, the de facto standard is Frank's, and Frank's is good. But I don't buy leading national brands, so I have Little original hot sauce, and it looks like this is sort of a Tabasco company type hot sauce. Nope, this is Frank's, but better. It is. I used to be able to go to Dollar P and get, they have the Louisiana Supreme and then special gourmet selections or whatever they called it. You can't get that stuff anymore, rarely. I think I have some actually. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. They went back to the Louisiana Supreme sauce, and this shit is delicious. Also makes for a great thing, but because it's so hard to get, I had to settle for this stuff. And you're saying, well, what do? You put the sauce at the end, Jay. No. This makes them suck. Put some, just a smattering on them now, and let them cook into the meat. Of course, it is a pain in the dick coming out of the bottle like this. You got to keep, there we go, now it's starting to move nice. And just give it a nice, like, smother of that. And it cooks into the meat. And the end result is way, way better than if you did not. Okay, that used half the bottle. That's more than a lot too much. That's good. We won't use as much on the other side, but it's time to put it in the air fryer. Did you know that I actually rested it there? I started the shot, and then I took this out and got it out of frame only so I could put it in so it looked professional. This is behind the scenes shit, okay? This is what happens on this channel. You learn everything. Well, it has a display test. That's good. Now we're going to turn this on. And regular ovens, like for the stove kind of oven, your range kind of, your regular kitchen oven, has one temperature, which is 350. The glass halogen oven typically has one temperature, which is 350. And the air fryer has one temperature, which is as high as it fucking goes, and you're lucky it'll actually get done. So that's a temperature thing, so we'll raise that. I don't know what the max, 400 this one goes up to, okay. And we need a timer. Oh wait, don't you just press the chicken thing? No. Okay, what I do is I set my temperature manually, I set my time manually. This goes for an hour. Can I hold it there? Okay. Why does it still say chicken? Oh! Go off. You ruined the joke. So it's all set, and then of course I have to press the play button. Sigh. But the problem is we're not cooking it for 60 minutes. And that's because it's after 3 p.m. And my electric rate at this time of day is doubled until 7 p.m. because of time of day shit, because smart meters, and they can do that now. So I can only cook this for 30 minutes, and I'll just have to get salmonella, and that's all there is to it. It's just that simple. Okay, we'll be back in a half hour. And that's what they look like. But the problem is they're not done. They're only half done. We have to flip them. And I use a pair of these. The best tool for doing this. You'll see the areas that are not pointing up and not cooked. I'm going to flip all of them. Okay, there's nothing to see here, but... And now that they are flipped, of course, you can tell because you don't see the sauce, and now you put more sauce. Again, this other side we really don't have to go too crazy with. By the way, I did forget to mention, when I put it in the first time, it was in general skin side down, anywhere that I could. And then the rest of it is going to be skin side up, and that will make them crisp but not burn. And we still have that much sauce left, which is more than plenty for later. I might use the whole bottle, I might not. I don't know. I like them a little saucy. Back in the air fryer they go. Tut, tut, tut! They're hot now. This is a pain in the dick. Turn it on. We're going to set it again for another half hour. But I can't afford the electricity. So if you look in the prescription, there's going to be a link to Patreon where you can donate to the channel so I can keep it going because I can't afford to keep the air fryer on. I don't think you would like it if your electric rates were fucking doubled. They suck. Now I take them out of that, put them in a bowl, and dump some more sauce on them. That's nothing a little super clean can't fix. Yes, I do use it in here. Yes, it works amazing. No, I haven't died yet. And as far as the wingles go, if you think they look good now, wait till you taste them.
You think you hate it now, but wait till you drive it.
Well, they suck anyway. Don't forget the blue cheese. If you have to do ranch, you're not getting it here. See that? That's right. We got lights kind coming out through the door already. There you go. And we got more Wittens coming. And there we go. We have the water effect light thingamajobber kind of sort of type deal. And the other kind over here with lasers, and it's got like UV, and there's the UV, and it's got all kinds of, lot of good stuff going on. It goes there and through the door, and even in the corner you can see it. Alas, only 2 so far at about 3:45. It's now 5 p.m. Yes, we had dinner. Don't worry, the wings sucked. And as far as the more Wittens coming, they went next door, but nobody's home there. So they turned around and went the other way. Meanwhile, I happen to be out there with the camera already. So I said, oh, okay, good. I'm done making my video. Let me go ahead and grab the candy bowl and bring it out there. And I figured I'd even walk out to the sidewalk and give them like curbside service. But no, they went the other way. Does that count? Probably not. Oh, the old netbook. Yep. I think I last used it last year. I gotta set the time in that. The CMOS battery is buggered and it doesn't pay to fix it. I can fix it, but it doesn't even pay the cost of the battery, which I already have. I think. I don't know what this takes, but anyway, let's see if it'll boot. We got 2 more Wittens as I was just setting the time. Save and exit, and let's see if this thing will still boot. It's got a Seagate hard drive in it, so I'd expect it probably will just fine. Of course it will, you know. Of course it does. It says welcome. That's a good sign. I don't know if it'll actually welcome. It is a netbook after all. Sound? You don't need that kind. I'm only going to watch videos on it. There it goes. It did it. Awesome. But I have more video clips to edit so I can get this out the day after Halloweenus. So no videos for me. Not for now anyway. See, there's the neighbor setup. I can't cat Pete with all that. Absolutely not. But we got quite a bit of laser on the lawn. Simple yet elegant. The Neum Laya landscape lights are all still working. Another China product that's used all day every day. Oh, there's Wittens. We might have Wittens. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I love that kind. So that works. I got that, and you know, got the jackal lanterns. right there. Looking dapper indeed, dapper indeed. Good thing I fixed that doorbell. 17 ain't bad. Right on about 6:30. So not too bad, not too bad. The night is chooching along. The netbook is doing just fine, and I'm just waiting for more wittens. The air fryer pan is chooching, soaking with hot water and some super clean, which has been in there, and probably take a look at it tomorrow and get it nice and clean again. See, it's the soaking that actually works. The super clean is just to make it purple. Alright, it's 10 p.m. I'm going to call it for the night. We ended up with 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. Not great. Not as good as last year, but also not horrible. So really can't complain. The people next door were not home. And I think that certainly hurt my chances, because kids would go to their house and there were no cars, and they don't think to look to see if there's any cars outside, and there's nothing there, so they say, well, screw the next house, they're probably not there, even though there's a million beige boring Camrys outside. I mean, what kind of candy could that guy possibly have? You know, so anyway, not horrible, not great. Kind of surprised because Halloweenus this year is on a Friday, but next year it's going to be on a Saturday. So we're going to have another late one. The netbook did absolutely perfectly throughout. I had no trouble with it whatsoever. I actually downloaded over 10 gigabytes worth of stuff with it, and then transferred it off to other drives for me to look at a later time. All done on the wireless that's in this thing, which is wireless G, 54 megabits per second. I just let it chooch while I was watching videos. Everything worked exactly as it was supposed to. It's got a tiny screen. The speakers are kind of quiet, and you can't hear it too well, but that's how these things were. It's still useful. Like I said, I downloaded stuff so I could get on YouTube with it and log in and, you know, get all my stuff there. It still works to this day. Windows 7 Home Premium is on it, and it's only 32-bit, but it still does work. And yeah, it did absolutely perfectly once again. As a matter of fact, at one point, I unplugged the charger because it said that the battery was full, and I ran it on battery. It went for an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. So even the battery is still good. The BIOS date that it came up with, which can't possibly be correct because it's the date of the BIOS, which is 2002. There's no way. This could have been a later thing, 2007, maybe even as late as 2011 might have been about right for this thing. But even if it is 2011, that's 14 years, and the battery is still holding up pretty good from an Asus EEE PC. Wow, that is actually fairly impressive. So that's going to do it for this Halloweenus 2025. Now, a lot of the things that I do, I came up with over the years. The lights, the fancy lights, and the lasers, and all that kind of stuff like that. The dry ice, which I didn't do this year, is that sometimes I'd have music chooching, but I kind of just got into let me catch up on videos and that. And that's been working well with the netbook, so that's kind of what I do now as I pass the time waiting for people to come. And that's that. It's been working well. But like I said, a lot of the various things that I do like that, I came up with over the years. I am the OG, okay? You may have heard the phrase before, often imitated, never duplicated. That's right. I'm the guy. So if you want to do what I do, well, it's my ideas, but I can't stop you. And that's that. So if you see other people who are writing down how many people they got come. Yeah. As I showed you with the air fryer before and all the little tricks with the camera shots and all that, I don't fudge the numbers. It is what it is. Somebody else, we're going to remain nameless, elevator twerp, fan twerp, we're going to leave it right there, had something like 100 and something, 106, 128, something, I don't know what, it was over 100. They didn't have that many bags of candy. No, sorry. No, didn't work that way. Nuh-uh. Nope. I still have tons of candy left. Didn't even get into the second bag, which is not here anymore. It's over there. So, yeah, I got too much candy still, but that's okay. It is what it is. I hope you like the cooking segment right there. That is going to actually appear as a separate video probably later this week. Well, I guess it would be next week because today's Saturday now that you're watching this. So yeah, I worked all day and all night on this and wrote the prescription up with all kinds of links early this Saturday morning. So yeah, it's kind of a full-time job now that doesn't pay anything. Fun. All right, that's going to do it for this Halloweenus 2025. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. Ring the bell for Ardleys. And remember, you saw it here first. I'm the guy. I'm the OG. All right, take care. We'll see you another time. Bye-bye.